Hi, my name's Kano Keller. I'm with Listing Services Direct, and I'm going to be taking you through how to list a short sale property. So the first thing I need to do is get the documents that are necessary for me to do a short sale. So I'm going to go over here to my Dropbox, and I'm going to open up my Dropbox folder, and I'm going to find Forms, and under Forms I'm looking for Listing Forms, and then I'm going to the file that says Short Sale Listing Forms. From here, I'm going to highlight the forms that I need and take them over into a new folder. So I'm going to copy those, and then I'm going to come over to my documents and go to my listing folder, which happens to be under LSD and listings for 2011. Now I've already created the folder that I'm looking for, and it's right here, Black Knight, comma 808-Kano Keller. And the reason I do it this way is because that puts all of my files, all my listing folders, in alphabetical order, and they're not having to deal with the number. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to create a folder in here called Listing Documents. Listing Docs. Alright, and this is where I'm going to start that folder. Alright, so if I were to bring up my checklist here, these are all the documents that I need to prepare to process my listing. And so the first thing on my list is to do a listing detail form. Okay, and it says it needs to be typed out in Word. So I'm going to minimize this, and I can see here in my documents that there is a listing detail form. So I can click on my listing detail form and start filling this out. Don't have an MLS number at this time. I will be putting it in through the Venice board. The price on the property is $119,900. It is a residential. Well, actually, it's a single family home. Um, it is a short sale, so I can just put short sale package. And in this case, that would be categorized in our company as a package 6 short sale. You'll understand the different packages on a different type of training. Contract to close doesn't apply. We don't have a lockbox on the property, and so this information will not apply. There is a sign on the property. I have not created a 24-hour extension for the property. So here's the property address. 801 Black Knight, and I happen to have the tax record of the property here that I'm working from, so I'm able to pull up information right off of the tax record, and that's something that I had pulled up earlier. And that's a drive, and that is in Valrico, Florida, and the zip code is 33594. 33594. All right. And the first owner's name on this particular property is Mark Krantz. And we only have a home phone number for him. All right. So we have Mark's home phone number is 813-651-1106, and then his cell phone number is 813-431-1106. address, and the other owner is Jeannie Krantz, and her phone number is the same, and then 813 431 So Jeannie's email is okay. The mailing address is different than the property address, so we're going to put that down, 136 North. So it's the same zip code. Alright. Listing date is 10-10, oops, -12. Expiration date is 10-30-13. And this is a COI friend. Excellent. So that's how you complete your your new listing detail sheet. So we're going to save that. Okay. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to hit Save As. And I'm going to save it in that new file where I got the document. And all we need to do here is put the address in the front, 808 Black Knight Drive, and it's LSD listing detail sheet, and so I shall save that. Alright, so that is now complete. The next item on my list is the exclusive right of sale listing agreement. So what we're going to do is take that document and scan it. We already have it complete at this point, so going from my computer, I have a little scan button here, so I'm going to prepare those in my scanner and then be right back. Alright, my scanner is now loaded and I am ready to scan the listing agreement. And real quick, to look at the list real quick, we're going to be doing the listing agreement, the short sale addendum, as well as the tax record and any copies of any checks. We don't have any checks, so we're just doing these first three items here. I have a scan icon on my computer for my scanner. I'm scanning it as a PDF. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start that scan and let that get going. And while that's loading up and scanning, I'm going to take a quick peek at the notes for listing things, and as you can see, this is how these items should be labeled: the address, what they are, the address, what they are. is scanning the information in. Having a good printer scanner is good. You can pick those up for under $200. Sometimes you can get them for $90 to $200, and that should be adequate. Alright, so this is my document. I'm going to just thumb through it real quick just to make sure that all the pages went through, which they did. I'm going to save this document, and again I'm going to save it in that file under listings. Here's Black Knight. Here's my listing documents, and the file name is going to be 808, and you can kind of see that I already had a file name that started with that. So this is listing agreement and tax record. Alright, so I'll hit save for that, and now that document is saved and done. So now I'm moving on to my next step of getting my paperwork completed. So I'm going to pull up my list again, my checklist. And my checklist says here, seller's disclosure, any mold addendums, lead-based paint, condo associations or community, or defective drywall. Well, I have a seller's disclosure and I have a mold addendum. I don't need these other things because they don't apply to this particular listing, so I'm going to prepare those items to be scanned. So, be right back while I set that up. Okay, I have my scanner set up, so I'm going to scan my items. Again, I have it set up already. One of the things you want to maybe take a look at is your resolution here. You can look at advanced settings. I have it down to the smallest file size, and I'm saving it as a PDF. So preparing your scanner ahead of time is important, and then you're able to save that in most printer scanner software to where you can go back to it every single time. So while that's starting, I'm going to take a look at my next items of scanning as I prepare to finish processing this listing. Alright, so I got my property disclosure, my mold addendums going. Alright, so the next batch is here, which it says residential data form. Okay, so I have that right here signed by the owner. So I'm ready to go with that. And a CMA generated from the MLS. So we'll take a look at what one of those looks like, because I believe I have one of those already done as well. Alright, looks like that scan's completed, so let me pop over here to that. Thumb through, make sure I don't have any errors on my pages. Okay, everything looks good, so I'm going to save that. Again, I'm going back to that file. Black Knight, listing documents. Because I've got several files started that has that, I'm just going to highlight where I need to be and then change this to sellers. documents being saved, and I am off to my checklist. And I need to do the residential data entry form, which I have right here already. The CMA I need to generate from the MLS, so we're going to pop over into the MLS and take care of that. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get this scanner working. Here's my scanner icon again. I have my document loaded, which is the signature page for that. It's one page, and away I go. Alright, so I need to log here into the MLS. And so I'm going into the MLS now. I'm going to do a quick CMA on this property. If I could only remember my password right. Alright. Great, now I'm getting into the MLS. So we're going to do a quick CMA on this property. I could have already had this printed out and ready to give to the owners, but in this situation I do not have that prepared for them. Alright, so I'm going to go here to search. And I have a CMA that I have saved already called CMA Black Knight. And so you can see I'm looking at actives with contracts pendings and solds. And I'm looking, so I can actually bump this up to the current month, because this was a month ago that I did this for this couple. So I'll update this a little bit. Today's the 10th. Okay. I have 9 properties found. This happens to be a map search, so I just want to show you the screen real quick. This is that community, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that. Okay. In that criteria, I have 9 properties, so I'm going to go ahead and move over here to save to look at my results. Save changes and view results. That sounds good. So I'm saving the update, and now I'm going to look at the results. Now it's important to know what the square footage and the tax record of the property and what that looks like, because you're going to need that to be able to compare this information to pull out your comps. Okay. So this particular property, we know it's only 1,588 square feet. So this one right here looks like it's active, about the same square footage. This one's much larger and active. Here's one that's pending, that's larger and has a private pool. You can see right here, one right across the street sold. This is also within the same development. It's a much larger home, and this one as well. I only need to have 3 of each, but I'm going to go ahead and have 4 solds. This one right here, Lotmont, is in a little bit different area and a little bit built a little newer, so I'm going to go ahead and just include this other active one. So I have the solds and things that I'm looking for. There's one house here, about the same square footage, 4 bedrooms, built 1980. So I could include this one. I think the price is a little high because I think it's on the lake, but it is a fairly recent sale, so I can include it to help get the price point up. But if you look at these 4 right here, you can see nothing's selling under 80, and really only reaching 100. This is the only property that's gotten over 100,000, even though there are 3 active properties and those 3 properties are well over 100. These 2 happen to have contracts on them, and this property is pending at 98. And we have our property being priced at 119.9. So you can see we're below the most expensive one, but we're definitely well above these 2. So our goal is to start there and start reducing the price. Now from here, we can come right down here to this grid that says one line CMA. And I'm going to, before I go to that, and I'm just going to go to the ones that I've actually has selected. And I'll click to my one line CMA. This produces a CMA report for me that gives me days on market, price per square foot, the average price per square foot, so I can calculate what the market looks like at that particular time that we put this property on the market. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and print this, and I have a program that's called Qt PDF that allows me to print this as a PDF. I just need to go put it in the right file. So I'm looking for my listing files. Here we are, and now I'm looking for Black Knight. There we go. So listing document, and I already have some file names that I'm looking for. I just need to change this back section. One line CMA. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I have a snapshot of what the market looks like at the time that I took the listing, and I can converse with the owner regarding that information. Alright, so that's how simple that is. Excellent. So now we're moving on to the next step, and we can actually log out of here. We don't need to be back in the MLS right at the moment. And this document is now completed, so we need to go ahead and finish saving that. We know it's Black Knight. Now I'm not sure what I'm supposed to label this one. So I'm going to take this screen here and minimize it. It won't let me. Let me see if I can bring up my notes, because I can't remember what I'm supposed to call this. This is, here we go, data entry form and MLS. So I have, I'm sorry, or CMA. So I have the data entry form. So I have the address dash data entry form. Alright, so back to the document that I was looking to save, and that's called the data entry form. Check my spelling real quick. I'm the worst speller in the world, but the beautiful thing is, don't have to be. E-N-T-E-R. Is it E-R? Got myself. Yeah, no E. See what I mean? Alright, so we can save that. That's complete, so we're done with that. Done with that. And so now let's look at the next thing on our checklist. Alright, so I'm down here with the CMA. I need to do my CSS input form sheet. Alright, so let me come here to my Black Knight folder under my listing docs, and I am looking for my CSS input sheet. So here that is. I don't have an MLS number for this yet, so I'm just going to go through and fill this information out. Alright, so Price is $119,900. It is a report. It's appointment required. So I put in yes. Instructions. Call owner. Must be reached. Alright, so that form's completed now. I don't need to have that bold. So this form is now completed, so now I can actually save this document. Save as, and so I would get the address, and this is CSS input sheet. Good deal. Alright. So now I'm looking here, CSS form. I need to do my LSD add outline page. Alright, and then my other activities are here. I need to enter the listing into the MLS, make sure the remarks are done, upload 12 pictures, email 30 pictures into the property, create a virtual tour, enter the virtual tour into the MLS, and add these things. Deliver the yard sign, and place a lockbox on the property, and then set up my home search for any criteria that's going on in their neighborhood. So now I need to do my ad sheet. So let's go over here to our listing docs. Alright, and there should be an LSD ad sheet. It's right here. So I pull up my ad sheet. Again, I don't know the MLS number, so I'm going to have to come back in and find that. Beautiful home is close to shopping. Nice area. Okay, I'm bringing you back now. I took a moment to go ahead and get my ads written up. So I filled in my ads right here, kept it pretty simple, and I just put this short sale home is close to shopping in nice area. Features include tile floors, wood burning fireplace, oversized private pool, and fenced in backyard. Um, Again, I just repeated the same ad for my picture ad as well. And so now I have a document that I can save. So I'm going to go ahead and hit File, Save As, and I need to change this to Add Copy. Alright, so I have completed all of my paperwork necessary to process this listing, so I'm ready to turn that in. The one thing that I'm missing on all my paperwork happens to be the MLS number. So I will need to enter this listing into the MLS. So I will do that here in one moment. Before I start, I'm pretty much done with this section, and we will come back once I input it in the MLS and add the MLS number to the documents, and then send those documents into the office to be processed. Alright, be right back with you. Okay, so now we're ready to enter that listing into the MLS system, and so I need to log into the MLS. Hopefully we can edit that out. Okay, we need to go ahead and get this into the MLS. So let's log into the MLS. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do is click right here on Modify or Add Listing. So we can click on that button. Alright, we're going to be entering a new listing. It's residential. We can look here and see what our options are. Residential. It's asking what county this is in. I believe HB is Hillsborough, so we're going to put Hillsborough. We're going to see if we can search the property record by the address. Looks like we found it. That's the right one. Populate, and so it's going to pull all the data in from the tax record. And as you can see, if I scroll down, a lot of the information has been auto-populated in there. So our listing date, we're just going to click here on our calendar, is today's date. Click OK. we're just going to follow this sequence. We know it's next year, the 30th, expiration date. Where are we entering it? We're entering it from our office. Okay, the status is photo required, and that's fine. Listing type, this is an exclusive right to sale listing, and the listing price is $119,900. Okay, we have our street name. Address information has gone in here. There's no units, no buildings, there's no days for lease, there's no land lease, there's no width, model make, floodplain code. All this information was pulled in from the tax record. So it's showing 2011 taxes. Property was built in 1980. It's got the legal description that it pulled in, parcel ID. Okay, style of property. So I'm not sure what that means, so I can pull that up and take a look so we know it's a single family home. And it has pulled in from the tax record 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, which is correct. There are 0 half baths. Square footage source, we're going to say IMAP. Okay, our public records. Ownership is fee simple. Is there a CDD? No. There's no annual fee. Additional parcels? No. Zoning, compatibility? Don't know. Homesteaded? No. This would be special tax assessment. We can leave it as don't know. Is there an auction on the property? No. And then they're asking Fannie Mae secured? No. These are the green energy options. This is the owner's name. Dimensions of the lot, it's 70 by 150. This gives you the total of the lot. So this would be the searchable acreage. So we know it's under a quarter acre. So it's up to, but under a quarter. It's close to bus lines. It's not a corner lot. I would say it's in the county limits. Streets are paved. Alright. Utilities on the property. There's cable available. Our cable's connected. It's on county water. It does have electric. It's on a public sewer system, not private. So public sewer, public utilities, and it's on public water. Don't really know if it has street lights or underground utilities of those things, so I'm just going to leave them alone for now. It doesn't have any water access or water frontage. It's not new construction. It does have a pool. It's a private pool. Pool type. Well, it is an in-ground pool. Okay. There's no pool screen, no pool heater, no pool spa. So we'll just talk about it being an in-ground pool. Other pool descriptions. Oh, property descriptions. We don't really need that. Foundation is a slab. Exterior construction is block and stucco. So we got stucco. And there's block. Type of roof is a shingle roof. Exterior features include, well, it's got a fenced. Got a few cute trees. Does have a sliding glass door. Does have a sun deck out in the backyard. Garage is a 2-car garage. Garage features, it is attached. And the washer and dryer hookups are in the garage. I don't actually have the garage dimensions. Actually I do. Looks like it's 20 by 6 by 20 by 9. So we could put those in. Okay. I would consider this to be a Florida ranch. HOA is none. No. Pets are allowed. There's no pet restriction. It has more of a great room, so we're going to put in the great room information. Just 12 by 11. In the kitchen, it's 13 by 9. By 9. have the other bedroom measurements here, so I'll go ahead and put those in. It's 11 by 11, 11 by 11. I do have a measurement for the dining room of 13 by 11. You'll notice that I put the larger number forward. It actually gives the appearance of things being larger than they are. Okay, there's no study or den. Okay, air conditioning. It is central heat. System knocked me all the way up to the top. Heating is also central. It is a heat recovery unit. Okay. Appliances that are included. For right now, there's no dishwasher. I'm going to put oven. Refrigerator and the oven. Put in some interior features. Now it's asking a little bit about some of these other things. At the master bath. I believe it has dual sinks and it has a shower only, shower no tub. Floor coverings, it looks like they have ceramic tile. Kitchen. There is a closet pantry. There's a breakfast bar. I'm going to call it a pantry instead of a closet pantry. There is a fireplace. It's a wood burning. This is where we have to identify that it is a short sale. Yep, I understand. Showing instructions. We need a 24-hour notice because we have a tenant in the property, and appointment only. Contact our call center. So we'll need to put our call center number in there in a little bit. Listing type. Exclusion. Okay. Internet, yes. Show property on the internet. Now, the VOW stands for virtual office, and I put no for that one because I don't want people to be able to make comments based on their input. So these other sites really just push the property out to them: IDX, Realtor.com, and display comments on IDX. Yes. Alright, so the listing agent goes here. Okay, so what it's looking for is my ID. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put it under Michael's name. Okay. And the second lister would be me. Compensation is 3%. What's the percentage sign? So we'll compensate all three. And the system has, checks and balances in it. Okay. Driving directions. I'm not real sure, so I'll have to come up with those. And I'll edit them later. Okay, so I got a couple things here left. Public remarks have to start out with short sale. And because I did an ad on the property early, I'll go back into that file. From here, and I'll dress this listing up later. But I'm just going to put down here, please call Kano Keller for any additional questions. 941-915-1297. Okay. We don't know how many times it can be rented out or any of that information. But that's it. So we are complete. So we're going to save as incomplete. Okay, we just saved it as incomplete. So what we can do is come here and actually submit the listing, because we're ready to submit the listing. Alright, so it's successfully submitted, and it's asking us to check the map when it comes to that. And we do have to add images, so we're going to come down here to images, and at the moment we're going to browse to find an image. And so I'm going to go to my folder where I have saved one image. I don't have the proper number of photos to complete the listing. I have to take those at a later date, but I have a couple photos. Let me see what these look like. I have this photo for the front of the house, and I can zoom in a little bit, and then I can say exterior front. Okay, and then I'm adding a second photo, which is of the back. Exterior back. Actually, you know, I'm not even going to do that. But I am going to change this to another exterior front, which is really nothing more than a shot of the roof line, but at least people get to see that. Alright, so I've added my photos, and I have a couple attachments that I can add. Alright, so the first attachment I want to add, and again, I'm going to go back to my folder here, under listing documents, put them back into a list. I have the floor plan. I can attach another photo. Or not a photo, another document. So now I'm looking at the seller's disclosure. Seller's disclosure. Property disclosure. Excellent. So now I have uploaded a couple items, and I can see here my MLS number is right here, so I can make a note of that. Alright, and I am pretty much finished with this listing. So we can come back here and click on the home button because everything here is done. So I can hit close, or I can click on map, and it pretty much yep, and so we got the house about where we want. Let me grab it again. And we'll put the car on the street right in front of the house. Hit OK. So if someone's trying to get driving directions or whatever, it should take them right to the property. So now we're good to go. There's the listing. So if we come back here to our listing inventory, under our active listings, here it is, Black Knight. And all the information that I put in there is is correct. So our office and everything. Now I do need to put in our call center phone number, and I didn't know what that was off the top of my head. So if I come in here to the next listing that we may have a call center number on, I can see what that number is, and then I can go in and edit the listing. Okay, and because this is a short sale, we want to make sure that we do things the right way. And we have a couple pending listings that are short sales, so we want to make sure that we got all the right language that's necessary in the listing properly. So we're kind of cheating here because we already know that there's a couple short sale listings. Alright, so we have to put short sale at the beginning of the comments, and down in realtor comments we have to put this information. Alright, and that pretty much has everything that we want. Except it wouldn't let me copy it. Alright, so I'm going to go back to our listing. Alright, here's Black Knight. And then I'm going to go to Edit Record. And I'm going to click on the Edit button. And the first thing I'm going to do is come down here to my realtor comments, because I know that I had those incorrect, which is down here at the very bottom. Okay, so I've cleared that out, and I'm going to paste the ones that I just took from the other short sale, knowing that those are correct. Okay. It didn't fit. It didn't look like. Let's see if we can get it to fit right here. Alright, the second half of it isn't showing up. Okay. Being that said, let's make sure we get it right. So what I just did was I put it on this sheet of paper so that I could break it into two sections. Alright, because the MLS is not allowing me to put the whole thing under one. So I'm going to stop right here of as is contract with pre-qualified letter. Okay. Pre-qualified letter. Come over here to my Word document. So pre-qualified letter, and this is the second half. So these are the things that you learn as an agent to get around the system. Alright, so now we have everything in here the correct way. Alright, we just need to add the call center number. So here's our call center, and that call center number is 888-998-9005. Eight 998-9005. Alright, so we're complete. Everything's good to go. I'm pretty much done with the listing in the MLS. Alright, so now what I'd like to show you is how to send your paperwork into the company. So that's our next section. So to do that, I don't really need this anymore. These are the items that I need to send into the company. Alright, so to do that, I can come right here to my listing doc folder that I created. Now remember, these are all blank forms that I didn't use up here at the top. Alright, I open these forms up, and then as I save them as new documents here. Alright, so what we're going to do now is send these in. We have the documents that we saved right here. So the first document that we need is we're going to hold down our control key, and we need the new listing input sheet. So I have that right here, the detailed listing input sheet, so I can control that button. I need the listing agreement, so here's the listing agreement. And then the next thing I need is a seller's property disclosure. So I have the seller's property disclosure. Then the next thing that I'm going to need is the residential input sheet, number 7. And so I have the residential input sheet. There it is, data entry. And then I also have the CMA. So I click on the CMA. And as you can see, these are all located down at the bottom. And the last one is the add outline. Now if you've noticed, there are a couple things that I missed. So I missed the CSS form, which was number 9. So I know that that's on my list. And I have one extra item here. Okay, the one extra item that I have happens to be a floor plan. Well, you know what, I'm going to send him that too. So I have all the items that I need right here. I've highlighted them all. So now I can right click on my computer, and I can go here to send to. And I can use my mail button to mail these items. So I got all the items that I need to send into the office all at one time. So then I can just type in Michael Burke's information. There's the email, and it's got basically Black Knight written all over the top, so I don't really need to tell him what's going on in the subject line. So I'm going to put hi Michael, here is my new listing. I will send the photos over in second email. Let me know if I am missing any Alright, so I'm good to go, and I'm sending it off. And that's it. That's how easy it is to process a listing. Completely processed from the very beginning to end. I wish you a great success in processing your listings. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. Take care. Bye.